A crime drama that's actually a horror film with multiple twists, along with humor. Not stupid humor, just good humor. It tends to be a winning formula for me. Join me today to find out if the 2024 movie Abigail fits that mold. Hi there, and welcome to Fantasy for the Ages, the show where a father and son talk about fantasy, science fiction, horror, and other nerdy things we enjoy. I'm Jim, the father of this show, bringing a horror episode, sort of, to you today, a review of a movie that I've watched recently. If you enjoy this, be sure to give us a thumbs up, and we hope you'll subscribe to the channel. So I'm here to talk to you about Abigail, a horror comedy that came out in April of 2024, so almost a year ago now. Well, as you see this, it will be April of 2024, but I'm recording on March 31st. I went into the movie Abigail pretty blind, simply seeing it recommended on one of the streaming services that I subscribe to. I don't even remember which one now. But, based on my tastes and viewing history, I thought, Jim, you would like this movie. Okay, those algorithms kind of know their stuff because I had a bloody good time with this film and I had no idea what I was watching. Well, it starts out as a crime drama. It most definitely morphs full blown into a horror comedy with heavy on the horror and shock and laughing mostly on the inside for the comedy. The film is another of a series of films we've been seeing in recent years, taking old classic horror films, characters, elements, and remaking or re envisioning them in a modern way. Think of The Invisible Man in 2020, or more recently, the horror comedy Renfield in 2023. If you've seen those two films, they really well represent the spectrum that I'm talking about with these remakes, from dead on serious, gritty to heavy, campy comedy horror. And Abigail falls nicely in the middle of that spectrum, though I would say it's just a little closer to Renfield than it is The Invisible Man. The movie was distributed by Universal Studios and was a financial success. Produced on a relatively small budget of just 28 million, it grossed over 42 million. Not exactly a blockbuster, but a solid profit line there. Here's some takeaway thoughts for you based on my experience with the movie. The production quality of this film is exceptional, from the cinematography choices to the special effects, the set to the costumes. Everything looks good, nothing looks cheap, and the entire production value enhances the enjoyment of this viewing experience. The cast, exceptional. Giancarlo Esposito has a significant role in the film, and he has never let me down, regardless of the role or the type of production that he's in. But I've really got to hand it here to the child star of the show, Alicia Weir. You may have seen 2022's breakout musical movie Matilda, and she's Matilda there. This role is nothing like that. And she shows some pretty impressive range in what she can bring to the screen in this film. She just nails it. Another takeaway thought is about the script. We've got a plot that's written here that is very believable, leading you down one direction that makes perfect sense. You know what's happening in the movie, and then it does a total 180 on you. In this way, it was reminiscent of From Dusk Till Dawn, which is also a vampire movie that does not start out like a vampire movie. There's actually considerable parallels between the two films when I think about it, but I find this one, Abigail, to be by far the classier of the two. I wish you could watch this movie the way I did, not really knowing what you're getting into. It's really hard to do now because it's been out for a little while. But if you've been paying attention, I've kept it kind of cryptic here. I haven't told you too much of the details because I'd love if you haven't seen anything else about this movie, but you know you enjoy a good horror film, especially one that's big on action, less on the scares, lots of blood and special effects, that you'll just go watch this. You'll thank me. This is a delightful film. Final takeaway thought. I have to admit, I keep coming back to the low budget. I mean, in Hollywood these days, $28 million is chump change. I'd never guess this movie was produced so inexpensively. It just shines on so many levels. So, my rating, 5-star film. This was one of my favorite films of recent months, a delightfully entertaining horror comedy with some great plot twists and solid performances. If you enjoyed The Cabin in the Woods, you definitely get a big kick out of this film. The vibe feels similar to me, as does the production quality. All right, I'm going to go into just a little bit of full spoil commentary here now to wrap this up. So if you haven't seen the film, this is where you stop. Get out, but don't forget to give a like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.
The Spoiler Room.
All right, the rest of you, I'm assuming you've seen the film already. There are 3 elements that make this movie just next level exceptional. 1, how seriously it takes itself as a kidnap crime thriller at the start of the film. Until things, of course, go sideways and we discover Abigail is the vampire driving the whole show, and these criminals are her pawns, her playthings. It's easy to have no idea there's a problem until it hits you upside the head in this film. It's done so well. And then things go bad really fast. And there's layers to it that were just delightful. A great plot. Second, Alicia's portrayal of Abigail is flippin' brilliant. She was given exceptional direction. She brings her natural talent to the screen. There are multiple scenes where camera shots are moving back and forth between locations where Abigail is controlling things that are happening elsewhere, and it's filmed seamlessly, done so well. But truly, Abigail is brought to life as a marvelous little vampire with great effects, all in acting, spectacular. My final thought is the shift in the end to our final girl siding with Abigail against the late in the game big bad was a hoot, leading to an incredible extended fight sequence and then a subtle, pleasing ending. There are many ways one could have chosen to wrap up a movie like this. The choice the directors, the writers made, very entertaining, and I 100% approve. All right, that's what I have. If you have thoughts on Abigail, if you've watched it already, put them down in the comments. I'd love to see what you thought of the film and what you think about my thoughts shared with you here today. I will read and respond. Also, look in the show notes for other ways you can interact with Zach and I, our socials, an invite to our Discord server, even our email. Thanks for watching. We'll talk to you next time.